In this video, I'm going to show you how I went from a 50% sharp rate all the way to an 85% sharp rate. And the best part about the strategy I used to achieve this is that I didn't need to increase my leads, so I didn't need to go spend a bunch more money on ads, made tons more content. I didn't need to change my lead flow whatsoever. It stayed the exact same. I only had to make a tiny change. You see, right now the biggest problem a lot of people make is they book a call with the prospect, but this call may be 2 to 3 days out and they're going completely cold turkey. They're not nurturing the prospect, they're not speaking to them, they're doing absolutely nothing. And let's face it, you're probably a coach, consultant, online service-based business owner watching this. You have a lot of competitors, you're in a highly saturated niche. So what's the likelihood that this prospect is seeing tons of ads from your competitors in the meantime, probably being cold DM'd, watching tons more YouTube training videos? It is very, very high. And if they come across a video, an ad, a message which resonates with them more, maybe that competitor has better client results, they may completely no-show your meeting and book a call with someone else. And this is why during these 2 to 3 days, it is absolutely pivotal that we're re-engaging and we're nurturing these prospects, and we're doing it with multiple touch points. And by adding this myself, it's what completely solved the 50% sharp rate to the 85% sharp rate, because we're now making prospects extremely excited to get onto these calls with us just because of the system we have. So once again, we're solving a problem of having absolutely no touch points during these 2 to 3 days, and we're no longer going cold turkey. And this is going to enable us to re-engage and nurture the prospect. And the way in which we're doing this is through a pre-call nurture system, okay? It allows us to speak to the prospect through SMS. It allows us to send them automated emails. It allows us to really reinforce our amazing client results and just get them fully aligned with our offer, remind them exactly how it works. So when they're on a sales call with us, they're not chucking objections, scratching their head. Joseph, how does this work? How can you help me again? Who have you done this for? They turn up to this call fully aligned with how it works. And by you stealing this strategy yourself, I can guarantee you're going to be able to do the exact same. So let me stop talking and just show you it. Okay, so straight away, as soon as the prospect books, pretty simple, standard. Booking confirmation and landing page. You see, this is the problem. This is all most people ever do. It's standard on Calendly, go high level, to send a meeting info. But no one says anything in between. You're not really building any excitement, further position yourself as an authority figure. And this is why your sharp rate right now is likely not the best. So this is our workflow we use to remove this. So the prospect books a call, but we're not just asking for their email address. We are also asking for their phone number. And within 5 minutes of a prospect booking, my appointment set is calling them up. Hey John, thanks so much for booking this call with me. I'm interested, John. What was the reason you wanted to book this call? We're further digging deep into the problem here. We're further discovering their pain and really enforcing that they have a pain that needs to be solved. Gotcha, John. So from hearing this, before the call, I would strongly recommend you checking out this YouTube resource Joseph filmed. At this point, we're rediscovering that pain point, and then my appointment setters sending them to a YouTube resource of mine where I solve this pain point. Imagine being able to get onto a call with a prospect where you completely solve their biggest pain point even before the call. At this point, it's like impossible for them not to invest into you. It is so unreasonable. You've solved a problem for free. They're scratching their head at this point, asking themselves, wow, you've just done this for me. What would happen if I invested into you? What would happen if I paid you? And this is why my appointment set is doing this within 5 minutes, where the excitement still built up of booking this call with me, okay? And then finally, after this, the prospect's then gonna get another email. This is basically instructions that they need to align to before the call. And I make it very clear, if they don't align to these instructions, their call is going to be cancelled. You need to have such an abundant mindset when it comes to it. Even if right now you may not be booking the amount of calls you want, make it clear with the prospect that you need them to align to these rules. You need them to watch your VSL and accept the meeting within their calendar. There is nothing worse than a prospect getting on a call with you, just chucking tons of objections and not being fully aligned with how your offer works. And this is why I'm so ruthless and strict when it comes to them watching it. I need them to get onto this call with me and fully understand how everything works. So I'm able to position myself as an authority figure. They can understand that I'm the one who can solve their problems. So look, they get this email, it takes them to a landing page. We have confirmation that their call's been booked, and then we have a quick video. I believe this is like 5 to 7 minutes, and basically all it does, congratulates them for booking the call, gets them to accept the meeting, so shows them how they can accept it within their calendar. And then I further reinforce how my strategy works, just giving them a very high level perspective. Remember, I know I keep saying this, it's going to be a repeated theme throughout the video, but you'll thank me later when you're on the sales call. Make sure the prospect knows how your strategy works. Your sales call is not where you explain how your strategy works. Your sales call is where you're selling to the prospect, you're getting to know them, understanding if it's a good fit. Your YouTube videos, your landing page videos are the ones where the prospect understands how your strategy works. Your sales call should never ever be like this, okay? And then like I said here, once again in step 2, I further remind them to accept the call. I make it very clear. If they do not accept this call, it's going to be cancelled. I make it seem like I'm so abundant. I have countless amounts of calls. Once again, it positions me as a further face of my market, shows that I have people coming to me, and I don't really need them. I have tons of other people, which is a lot more desirable when it comes to human psychology. And then finally, we have a quick YouTube video here. So this is my YouTube VSL. This is mandatory for them to watch. It's 55 minutes, breaks down my whole entire strategy. You guys can check it out after this video if you want. I'll put a link in the description for you to watch it. I'm sure you'll find it extremely valuable. And then after this, we're just trying to redirect the prospect back into my YouTube channel. At this point, all we're trying to do is centralize attention. And the best possible way to centralize attention is going to be through YouTube, never short form content. And the reason behind this, a typical YouTube video is going to be anywhere between 15 to 30 minutes, a short form video, 30 to 90 seconds. And just as an example, if you were to speak to a random person on the streets, let's say for 90 seconds or 30 minutes, who are you more likely to invest into? Exactly. And this is why YouTube's far more leveraged for this. And as soon as they've gone through this, they've watched all these steps, like we just discussed here, they're hit with the phone call. So appointment set to speaking to them, further nurturing them, sending them over the YouTube video. But I briefly touched upon it right here. Awesome. So at this point, this is typically 2 hours after these two things have happened. They then sent another email where we speak about some amazing client results we've had. You know, we just give an overview of where clients were before they started working with us compared to now. And then we then send them over to another landing page where they can watch these testimonials that these clients gave me. So here's just my landing page. So I have one with Christian, Nick right here, Andreas, Luca, you know, just really enforcing these amazing client results. It's going to give you so much more leverage. These clients are basically selling your offer for you because you're removing limiting beliefs. Because there's always going to be prospects who have that limiting belief. It's not going to work for me. These people got lucky. So by you having so many testimonials, you're completely eliminating this limiting belief. You're just removing it, okay? And you're basically just showing them that you can solve their problem. You're the best fit for it. You've done it countless amounts of times. And then I also just have some picture examples right here to really further enforce myself, showcase myself as an authority figure. After this, we have day 2. And before we continue, it's important that you understand this. Yes, we do want to keep reminding them that we exist, how our offer works, our amazing client results, but we don't want to get to the point where it's too annoying. Back when I was first making this strategy, just really testing it out, sometimes we were sending 6 to 7 emails per day. And I remember really vividly, actually, I had this prospect who got on this call with me. First thing she did was just complain about the amount of emails. It was a hard sell, so we've definitely toned it down a lot more, and we found this is a nice amount for someone to be able to open all of our emails, actually consume them, and not be overwhelmed or annoyed. Okay, so when it comes to our day 2, first and foremost, we're going to send a prospect a value piece written email. So just here's an overview of my one right here, and our entire goal is to give an overview of whatever we've done, so our strategy, a client result we recently achieved, and then once again we're trying to centralize attention. So this is me redirecting the prospect back into my YouTube channel so they can further consume my content. If you check out my other videos, you're really going to see I focus on this a lot. The 7-11-4 rule, okay? The 7-11-4 rule was made by Google, and it essentially states that in order for a prospect to make a buying decision, they need to consume 7 hours worth of your content across 11 touch points and 4 different locations. Ultimately, YouTube's going to be the best way for you to achieve these hours. We're doing this with emails, YouTube, funnels, short form content, and then once again with YouTube as well as Instagram, Twitter, etc. But we do want to centralize this all around YouTube just because we have the most leverage and it's the best use of our time. And this is why we're always getting prospects into our YouTube. So like I showed you here, client win an interview. And then finally, after this, we're going to send a prospect an email and an SMS, essentially just reminding them of that the meeting's about to happen in 24 hours, okay? So this right here is just an example, just for the sake of this meeting. I sent this one to my assistant. Typically, it would say whatever the prospect's name is. It would be, hey Florence, just a quick reminder, our appointment is in 24 hours. In the meantime, feel free to check out some of our recent client wins. So once again, we're trying to redirect them back into the testimonials. Because what you need to understand, people are busy. They may not have opened this email. So we need to be further sending these resources to these prospects, maybe 2 to 3 times, really increasing the probability of them opening these texts, opening these emails, actually reading what we've written, then clicking on the link, and then consuming this content. So we can't just rely on one email of that link. No, we need to follow up 2 to 3 times, okay? And then after this, we're completely done. We do not want to overwhelm the prospect. Finally, for day 3, we have another client win. So just literally something like this. Once again, after we're redirecting them back into our YouTube channel. And then finally, we have an email and meeting SMS reminder. So typically you're going to have the Zoom link here just because I sent it to my assistant. It's not there, but the Zoom link's always going to be here for the prospect. And as you can see here, we only have 2 meeting reminders. We don't want to overwhelm them. And typically, I don't really do meetings 3 days out anymore. I like to do meetings only 2 days out. I want to keep the prospect as warm as possible. I want to nurture them in the shortest amount of time possible. Typically when prospects do come to me, they've already consumed 7 hours worth of my YouTube anyway. So they're pretty much at this point pre-sold, ready to invest. But this just increases my chances, probabilities of them investing into me, paying up front every single time and just not throwing any objections. So to me, this pre-call nurture system is so worthwhile. Once again, it's helped me to go from a 50% sharp rate all the way to an 85% sharp rate. And I would strongly recommend you implementing this. But you may be asking yourself, okay, Joseph, we've covered the 85%, but what's going to happen to this 15%? Surely we can't just leave them. And yeah, we don't want to leave them. At this point, we're leaving money on the table. So this is what we're going to do instead. So there's going to be 2 scenarios around this. Firstly, we have best case scenario. So this is when the call does happen, but the prospect doesn't show up. Where are they? All you're going to do is wait on the call for 10 minutes. If they still don't attend, you're going to phone them. If you're taking your sales calls yourself, you need to be the one who takes this call. Don't get your appointment setter to do it. Yes, get your appointment setter to do all of these things, but if they don't show up to the call, make sure you're the person who phones them up. And typically what's going to happen is the prospect's just going to say, Joseph, I'm sorry, I got caught up in something else. Let's rebook for another time. And what you need to do when they say this, don't just say, cool, John, I'll send you over my calendar link. Whilst you've got them on the phone, book them in, because you know what's going to happen. They're going to procrastinate, etc., and it may not be done. So make sure you book them in whilst they're on the phone. Yeah, John, that's totally fine. I'm seeing 3 p.m. Eastern for tomorrow. Does that suit you? They'll probably say, yeah, that's totally fine. Okay, cool. So John, I'm quickly going to invite you now. Let me know once you've got it. John will say, yeah, I got it. Okay, John, so I'm going to need you to accept this in your calendar just so I can 100% confirm that you will be attending. Let me know once you've done this. Cool, I've done this. Awesome, John, thank you. And just so we don't have, like a repeat of today, can you guarantee you will be showing up? Because otherwise we may not be able to have another call after this. Yes, Joseph, I can guarantee. Cool, John, I'll speak to you soon. Goodbye. Something this simple. You need to understand people are busy depending on what niche you're in. So let's say you're a coaching consultant You help agency owners, especially if an agency owner is just starting out, you know, like they're taking all the sales calls themselves, they're doing all the fulfillment, they may have a client deadline they need to meet, they may have just booked a new call. Things happen and they're going to prioritize this. So don't worry, don't take it personal. If these people are truly invested into you, they've gone through our Fusion funnel where they're pretty much pre-sold already, their rebook with you is perfectly fine. And worst case scenario, I wouldn't even call this a worst case scenario. It's really just building up your pipeline so you have endless amounts of leads further down the line. All you're going to do is move them to a no-show on your CRM. You're then going to re-nurture them. At this point, do not try and book a call with them. It's just not wise. Even if they do accept it, they may just no-show once again or chuck tons of objections. So instead, you're just going to personally reach out to them. You can even phone call them for five minutes or so, further understand their pains, and redirect them into some YouTube resources that completely solve these pains. Let them get nurtured by this. Let them re-meet the 7-11-4 rule, okay? At this point, they may auto-book themselves onto a sales call with you, or your setter, after 2-3 weeks, can call them up once again. Hey, John, how's it going? Did you find these trainings interesting? If they seem nurtured, qualified, truly aligned with what you have to offer, book them on a call once again. But when you do, but make it very clear with them. If they don't show up, they're going to be completely blocked from ever taking a call with you again. It's coming down to the fact that you need to have an abundant mindset. You need to show that your business is thriving. You don't need their business. You can go to someone else. And I guarantee you, this is going to build scarcity and a lot more excitement around your offer. But anyway, guys, I hope you found this video really useful. We've achieved our goals, so we've been able to re-engage and nurture the prospect, achieve that 85% sharp rate, likely achieve that 60% closing rate, which I'm currently operating at. And a big factor of this is ultimately going to be this pre-call nurture system, plus the rest of the Fusion funnel where we're primarily adopting YouTube as well as a lot of AI. So if you found this video useful, please make sure to like and subscribe and check out the rest of my content. Thank you so much.